With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing paints. ARCA Series fires things off for race number 2 here in the Queen City. That's right, Charlotte Motor Speedway. This 1.5 mile track gonna come to life here tonight. Feel the roar here at the Beast of the Southeast. That's right, can't wait to get the racing action started. Qualifying already underway. How you doing? How you feeling? out there in TV land. Race fans, glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside. You can see now track temperature sitting right around 81 degrees, 78 degrees. Nice little mild night here in Concord, North Carolina, nestled right between Charlotte and Kannapolis. Kannapolis, the famous home for Dale Earnhardt. Actually had the pleasure of living just a few blocks away from the Dale Earnhardt bronze statue in downtown Kannapolis. But enough about me. Let's get to these drivers on the track. What do you say we throw up a little bit of your qualifying information right over there for you on the left-hand side of your screen, and it looks like a little graphics trouble. There you go. We've got it all fixed up. And Justin Gann checking in with us at the bottom of the screen. We'll get him on out of here. We'll give you that information you want. Pierce Maffet's going to go top of the speed charts. Quick time tonight from Charlotte is a 30.62 out of that 41 Chevy SS. Hunter Collier, Jerry Cochran, last week's pole sitter, sitting right there inside the top three. Just a handful of drivers yet to put in their qualifying time. Looks like Jim Thorndike's slow go at it for the 59 Chevy. We've got Larry Poling, Roy Fernandez, David Cameron out there as well. Donald Bennett in the field, but not in the car. We've got 12 drivers on the scoring charts here in qualifying, just a little past the halfway point. 2 minutes now remain in qualifying. Is anybody going to go out there and try to snatch that top spot away from Pierce Maffet? We seen last week with Jerry Cochran taking the pole position at Daytona. It did not pay off to a great podium spot for Cochran, I believe. No, he didn't finish in one of the podium positions. He finished way down in the field. I believe it was somewhere around the 9th or 10th, yet 8th position on the speedway down in Daytona. We'll see if race number 2 doesn't give him a little better luck. Looks like the 16 of Ethan Mokwa out there on the track. I'll tell you what, why don't we go out there? Let's take a little look-see at Ethan, see how he goes about his qualifying lap. See Mokwa hugging that bottom lane, has yet to put in a full-time lap. Going to come off of turn number 2 down the back stretch now. As the music subsides, we'll finish off this qualifying session now. Less than 40 seconds remain. Does Mokwa have what it takes to dethrone Pierce Maffet from that provisional pole position? 41 quick time tonight. 30. 62. Moke, we're going to break into the top 10. Looks like the 34 of Bennett still down on pit road, so he will not get a qualifying attempt in. Can this 10 somehow get the job done back off of turn number 2 down the backstretch for the final time? He's only got about 15 now, make it 12, 10 seconds to get back to the line. It's going to be hard-pressed for him to even make it back to the line. We'll stay right here with it as 5 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. Can he cross the line? And oh, did he make it? No, yes, he's going to make it, and he's going to jump to 4th on the qualifying speed charts. There's your qualifying right there. What a run there. Heck of a job by that 16 of Mokwa. With that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, then head down trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
so proudly railed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We'll head back trackside after the flyover as drivers make their way through final pre-race inspection. We'll go ahead and run down your championship standings coming into tonight's race. They're going to mirror last week's finishing order at Daytona International Super Speedway. Sean Mitchell grabbing the first checkered flag. He's going to be the first driver slotted into that post-race championship. Pierce Maffitt, Hunter Collier right there in third. Todd McGregor not very far off. Big Mac, John McMillan Sr. in fifth. Jason Branch, Jim Thorndike, Jerry Cochran. Your pole sitter last week had a rough go at it, finished eighth. Ninth place in the standings, Lee Staples, and Lee Campbell rounds out your top 10 coming into tonight's race. Going to be a lot of drivers vying for multiple positions here tonight as everybody looks to have begun to make their way to the start-finish line. You can see them right there just past. I tell you what, let's see if we can't get a better angle at them. What do you say? There you go. It looks like most of these drivers have made their way to the cars. Just a handful of seconds left before we will get rolling off of the starting grid. You can hear those familiar sounds in the background. It's time to run down tonight's starting lineup here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. 120 laps here in race number 2 for Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker. Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series starting inside row number 1. 41 of Pierce Maffitt. Hunter Collier starts just to his outside back in row number 2. The 18 of Jerry Cochran in the 16 of Ethan Mokwa. Big Mac John McMillan Sr. gonna pilot the 51 car to a 5th starting position just to his outside. The 88 of Noah Owens. Back in row 4, the 22 of Jason Branch and the 82 of Jerry Cochran. Todd McGregor and Ryan Douglas back in row number 5 and rounding out your top 10. 11th starting position here tonight, the 14 of Lee Campbell, followed by the 59 of Jim Thorndike. Logan Hartman, Roy Fernandez, Justin Gann, Donald Bennett, David Cameron, and Larry Poling round out the field here tonight. Keep in mind, both Fernandez and Gann actually admins race control just down the hall. We'll see if they have a quiet night tonight as the field rolls off of sorry, had a little bit of a moment here. Looks like we've got it fixed up. There we go. As the field rolls off the starting grid, we'll get set for race number 2. Last week was a barn burner. A little bit different style racing here tonight, but we'll see how it all plays out. those drivers get side by side for the first time, we'll hear the music fade in the background and they'll head into turn number 3 and get set to go. Green flag racing here tonight. Let's see, looks like we may be having a little bit of video trouble, so let's see if we can't get that fixed up and rectified for you all out there in TV land. Should see that come back into play where it needs to be here very shortly. And the iRacing pace car ready to duck on off this time around. There it goes. Left-hand turn down and away, and here we go. Green flag flies at Charlotte Motor Speedway to get race number 2 underway. Down into turn 1 and 2, here comes the field, and easily pulling away by the time they get to turn 1 is Pierce Maffitt. They'll head down the back stretch, coming right at you already fast and heavy. Everybody stacked up after these top 2 runners on the track. Hunter Collier still right there in second, tucked in behind teammate Pierce Maffitt. You remember last week, these drivers were all over each other, working their way off of turn number 4. Maffitt finishing in second to Sean Mitchell. Hunter Collier was right there in third last week. We'll see if we can't see any more battles out there on the track. See if we can't get this video fixed for you as well. Looks like we are having a little bit of troubles here tonight. Gotta try to get that all fixed up for you if we can. Maybe have to turn off a few things, so we're gonna go ahead and turn a few of those things off. See if that doesn't help fix the problem that we seem to be having here tonight. A little bit of gremlins in the PC. No gremlins in that Chevy SS Camaro up at the front. Pierce Maffitt leading by 0.2 of a second. Hunter Collier has broken away from third place. There you see the gap, about 4 cars back to the Ford Fusion piloted by last week's pole sitter Jerry Cochran. He's on his way to the front. The 51 of John McMillan Sr. hot on the trail of Ethan Mokwa as they make their way off of turn number 4 back across the stripe. Will begin lap number 5. Trying to see if we can't figure out and fix some of these video issues that were seen to be troubling us here tonight. Meanwhile, Jason Branch is up 1 position from 7th to 6th here tonight. Todd McGregor up 2 spots. He's going to take over the 7th position. Noah Owens now back to 8th as Larry Poling gets by Logan Hartman for P14. Going to jump around the track just a little bit, trying to bring you all of the action that we can out there. We've got multiple little battles, side-by-side battle back through the rear. I believe has the 14 and the 82 going at it for 9th and 10th on the speedway. Looks like some internet troubles out there for a few of the drivers. Looks like Logan Hartman as well as Donald Bennett, both of those drivers having some big trouble here tonight. Neither one of them listed on the speedway. In trouble, car into the outside wall. Slams the inside wall hard, and we're going to stay green flag racing. And caution on the speedway. Noah Owens goes around. My goodness, hard impact there for Owens. Let's go back, see if we can't see what happened here. And there you see that 88 GTR simulator coming through turns 1 and 2. A little bit squirrely, corrected into the outside wall, and there's the hard impact. Rips the front clip right off. Big trouble here tonight for Owens early. We'll step back live once again, back up near the front of this field. There's your pole sitter, your race leader, Pierce Maffitt. He'll bring the field back behind the pace car, and it will come to a crawl. Early caution here tonight brings us to a crawl. First, yellow Pierce Maffitt continues to lead the race starting from the pole position. Looks like some of those graphic issues, some of those video issues still are biting us right now at the moment. We're going to try to continue to work on through these. See if we can't get things fixed up for you. Not quite sure what the gremlins or the issues may be at this point in time. We're going to try to work through them in the background under this caution. And if we find ourselves under another quick caution here, we may have to do a little fudge factor, so to speak. We may have to try to pull something off a little bit differently, but nonetheless, we're going to continue to keep it right here live and try to work our way right on through this. We'll see if that's going to be able to happen. Looks like things are starting to smooth over a little bit. We'll try to get these things rectified for you. Do apologize. Pace car lights should go off this time around as the field crosses the start-finish line, and indeed they do. Looks like Pierce Maffitt going to take the outside row here for this latest and first restart of tonight's race. That's going to put Hunter Collier to the inside, Ethan Mokwa back in third, Jerry Cochran just beside him. Drivers making their way off of pit road, getting up to speed. That's Ryan Douglas in the 9 machine. Listed in the 9. I believe Douglas may have a different number on the side of that car. Maybe a little bit wrong on that. We're not sure. We'll check it out. Here we go. Ready to kick things back off once again. Pierce Maffitt brings the field off of turn number 4, and we'll get set to go back. Green flag racing. Here we go. Green flag flies once again here and Charlotte Motor Speedway. Top 2 drivers get away without any problems there. You can see Jerry Cochran battling with Ethan Mopa. We'll watch this battle unfold right before our eyes. Step away from the track just a little bit further. See if we can bring you some more of the action. There's the 16. John McMillan Sr. right there, right behind Jason Branch. That's a hot and heated battle. They're working their way through 3 and 4 back to the trial. Nobody going to have anything for that 41. He's going to continue to lead tonight's race from the pole position tonight. Single file back down the back stretch once again. There's the 22 Ford Fusion of Jason Branch looking to the inside of the 16. Not going to quite get the pass just yet from the Busch sponsored Moqua. Looking to the inside. Branch is going to make that open on up for him, and he's going to go ahead and grab that position as he takes over the 4th spot. That's going to leave the door open for the 51 to follow suit if he can just make it to his rear bumper. There it is. At the left rear quarter panel of the 16, that's going to force the 16 to stay to the high side. Drag race into turn 3. Drag race into 3 is won by the 51 on the bottom of the racetrack, and that's also going to allow the 71 of Todd McGregor to make his way by to the inside. Moqua heads backwards in a hurry. Not much at the front of the field. Your race leader still at the top of the speed chart, still leading everybody. Maffitt in first, Hunter Collier back in second, Jerry Cochran still running third, Jason Branch now in that 4th position, and rounding out your top 5, Big Mac John McMillan Sr. Small little openings beginning to develop between these drivers. We're starting to see about half-second gaps begin to develop between Jerry Cochran and Jason Branch. Another 4, almost 0.5 of a second back from McMillan to McGregor. The same distance back to Moqua as he has dropped well off the pace. He's lost 3 positions in the last 4 laps, 4 or 5 laps. So some big time worries and trouble early in the go-ins after an early restart here tonight. 4 cautions last week, just 1 so far here tonight. Only 1 race leader. Pierce Maffitt continues to show the way. You know, I wonder how the aero is affecting these drivers in these cars. We're going to jump now to an onboard camera shot. I do believe we have one with the driver inside of that 51 machine. Let's jump in the cockpit. There you see right there. Let's see how he's going about getting around this track in the car. These legacy 2013, 2015 machines. A little bit different with the downforce and horsepower package than what we've seen in the past in the ARCA series. This now the current ARCA car, so Swift Motorsports mirroring the real big boys out there doing it each and every Saturday. You can find them on MAV TV. Just a shameless little plug there for MAV TV. Off of turn number 2, inside of John McMillan's cockpit, getting the job done here. He's trying to run down Jason Branch for the 4th position. That's yet to come to fruition, but we've got a long way to go. A lot of time for these battles to intensify or dissipate. As we're going to keep it right here up near the front, watching Jerry Cochran slowly close in on Hunter Collier. That has pulled Collier back away from Pierce Maffitt just about a half a second now, separating your top two drivers, and only 2/10 separating second from third. And it does look like some technical issues have relegated the 15 of Hartman and the 34 of Bennett down back behind the wall and in the garage. I believe their nights are done. Mokwa getting by Todd McGregor. That's going to be a pass for the 6th position. We seen that 71 of McGregor get by Mokwa about 10 laps ago. So maybe the long run pace is where that 16 is going to show his strong hand, as it looks like the 18 of Cochran very fast on the long run here as well, hounding that 98 of Collier. Collier doing all he can, running the bottom of the racetrack, trying to keep that 18 and 22 tucked in behind him. A little bit of a ways back to John McMillan Sr. He's 1.3 seconds off of the pace of Jason Branch. So as these three drivers battle it out for position in a podium spot, will that let Maffitt off the hook? And will that bring McMillan Sr. up into play? Still a long, long way to go. Just under the 100 laps left in tonight's 120-lap event here at the Beast of the Southeast. That's right, the Queen City Charlotte Motor Speedway hosting race week number 2 here for Swift Motorsports in the Butt Kicker Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Series, as well as the Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series tomorrow night, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, join us in our big push to being superstars. I don't know. I guess that's the right thing to say. Join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. 3 cars still stacked up off of Turn 2 as Maffitt extends that race lead. He's going to stretch his legs just a little bit and Branch. This 3-car battle, they have walked it out on Mokwa. He's fallen back almost 3 seconds now, the 16, in a good spot, but starting to fall behind. Apologize. Almost spilled my drink. That would have been horrible. Absolutely horrible. Horrible night here tonight for that 88 of Noah Owens. We'll go back, check in on him. You seen him early contact with the outside wall, shot him back across the track and into the inside retaining barrier, and that's what took the front clip off of that GTR Simulator 88 Chevy SS Camaro, and he is well off of the pace right now, running all alone, about, it looks to be a few seconds back from even remotely catching anybody. Lee Campbell listed as the first driver 1 lap down. In big trouble once again for Owens. He bangs it off the wall again, keeping it. Oh, trying to keep it off of the inside wall. He's going to do so. Ooh, that could have been big time trouble for that 88. We'll go back to your race leader once again as they make their way down the backstretch and head to turn number 3. Coming right at you, right into your living room. Off of turn number 4 and back to the start-finish line. 30 laps on the board. Pierce Maffitt leading all 29 that we have already put behind us. Can he stretch this thing on out and continue to dominate? But Man, look at the pace. Where did the pace come from as Mokwa and Campbell both come to pit road this time around? Where did the pace from Cochran come from? He's caught Maffitt just 0.2 of a second now separate your top two drivers on track, and it looks like last week's pole sitter is ready to give this week's pole sitter a run for his money off of Ford across the stripe, back to turn number 1. Where does the Ford go? He'll stay tucked in line, running the tire tracks of Maffitt for now. Already a quarter of this race behind us, and we have seen Maffitt dominate so far, leading all 30 laps that are in the bag, and he is trying to continue to stretch that on out. Very close here. He's only got to get about 29 more laps led, and he's going to go ahead and secure the most laps led award. And I know that's a long way to go, away to start thinking about that, but drivers have got to think about every point they can. We've seen a few of these drivers walk away with pointing themselves into the championship run last year in season number 3 in the Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series. We seen Kevin Burrows take that championship last year with 6 race wins to his name, and here's where it's at. Out of the 15 race season, he had 13 top 10s, 12 top 5s, 6 of those being race wins. So consistency is going to be king for a lot of these drivers, and Maffitt starting season number 4 off on the good foot, walking away with a podium last week. Looks like he may be in order for another podium tonight. The Blues die cast 41 of Maffitt continues to lead, continues to stay out on track as we've got Lee Campbell on the pit road for quite some time. Jerry Cochran, now Jason Branchen. Hunter Collier pulled the pit road this time around. Jerry Cochran in his box, right sides up and down. They'll move around to the left side of the car. It goes up in the air. Tires go on. Looks like they're shaking their head. Yes, drop the jack and down and away. Jerry Cochran goes in the 82 machine. That's Jerry Jr. back there in the 82 up here at the front. Whoa, big moment there, and 18 into the inside wall. Coming to pit road, stabbing the brake, getting out of shape, and he's going to give up a little bit of time on pit road entry. Looks like Jim Thorndike going to stay out on track, so we'll watch this 59 machine stay out on track. That's going to give us our first lead change of the night amongst 2 different drivers. Only 1 caution so far here. 36 laps into tonight's race. There you can see multiple drivers making their way off of pit road. Jason Branch just now falling down 1 lap, a victim to your race leader, and you can see the 59 going way up the track. The fresh tires from Branch gonna prevail, and this is gonna spell some trouble for Thorndike because I believe Branch is gonna leapfrog him with the track position and do it pretty heavily. Only your top 5 on the speedway, still on the lead lap. There's Maffitt, and he's gonna go down 1 lap. He's yet to put himself back on the lead lap and gonna do so this time by, but more importantly, look at that. Jason Branch out in front of that 41 of Maffitt. We've seen Maffitt come to pit road 1 lap later than Branch, and will that be the difference? Will that 1 lap undercut be enough to keep the fast 41 behind him? We also have the 18 of Jerry Cochran. He's lost a few positions. He's lost the spot to Hunter Collier as well as John McMillan Sr. Cochran now running back in the 8th position, 1 lap down. Second car, 1 lap down. We've got 3 drivers yet to hit their pit box They hit pit road under that first caution, so they do have quite a bit of extra fuel. Gonna be interesting to see how it all shakes out. Ryan Douglas sitting in third. He came off of pit road just when we were coming back to the green flag, so he has got the most fuel in the tank still at this point in time. Is that gonna put him on a totally different tire strategy and fuel strategy that allows him to capitalize on a longer run? Still a lot to be said, a lot to be decided here tonight. Jim Thorndike continues off of turn number 2, and he's going to keep the race lead for the time being. 6-second advantage over Larry Bowling. Ryan Douglas back in third. Jason Branch in fourth. Fifth place goes to Pierce Maffitt. And rounding out the drivers on the lead lap, sixth place runner, the 98 of Hunter Collier. Bowling to pit road this time around. That's going to leave us with 2 drivers yet to hit their pit box. And you can see some very hungry drivers stacked up running right behind them. Maffitt, Branch, Collier all back on the lead lap, but you can see just how far back they are, 23 plus seconds. But look at that timing and scoring. Look at that deficit dissipate and go away in a hurry. As Thorndike continues to stay out on track, he'll stretch it even further than Ryan Douglas, who hits pit road this time around. Great pit stop by the 69 of Poling and his crew. He's down and away, already making his way off of pit road. Douglas making his way to the pit box. Into the box, right sides go up, tires off, tires on, down and around. Second can of fuel goes in. Left side tires come off. Left side tires go on. Fuel man shaking his head yes. Dropping the jack and down and away. A little bit of a stumble there. Had trouble getting the car refired, and Ryan Douglas now back underway off of pit road. The 10 gonna struggle a little bit here as the 18 of Jerry Cochran gets himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way by passing your race leader, Jim Thorndike. We're still down to just 5 drivers left on the lead lap. And that stumble on pit road getting the car out of the box by Ryan Douglas cost him a total of 4 seconds in his pit box. A 19.12 pit stop for him. Fastest pit stop of the evening belongs to, we'll take a look at it real quick, make sure we get it right. Looks like a 1485. 1470 by Jason Branch's crew as Jim Thorndike can appeal for pit road this time around. That's going to leave the field back in the hands of this man. Pierce Maffitt has been able to get back by that 22 of Jason Branch. And he's going to take back that top spot. Second lead change amongst that many drivers here tonight, so not very many able to keep it at the front of this field. I'm telling you, Jason Branch with a great jump to pit road, man. He had a chance to capitalize and lead a handful of laps, but unfortunately, Jim Thorndike staying out there just long enough to allow Pierce Maffitt to get back by that 22 of Branch, and this is going to play out very well for that Blues Diecast 41 of Maffitt. Field a little bit stretched out now. Let's go back to one of your closest battles on the track between the 71 of Todd McGregor and the 51 of John McMillan Sr. They'll make their way down the backstretch and into turn number 3. There you can see them go by that time into turn number 3. They'll make their way off of turn number 4 back towards the tri-oval. There you can see Jerry Cochran just off in the distance. Both of those drivers going to go by, and we'll head back to turn number 1. Back through the corner and back down the backstretch once again. We'll rejoin the battle as they go side by side, almost side by side. We thought that 51 of McMillan was gonna drop to the inside and pull side by side. They'll stay tucked in nose to tail instead as they come back off of turn number 4. Lap 48 now underway. And as we begin to see these drivers settle on into this long green flag run, one green flag pit cycle already done and over with, already in the bag and in the books. These drivers beginning to separate themselves and build these gaps. Do want to take a brief moment to thank this year's sponsor, title sponsor across Swift Motorsports, Butt Kicker. Feel what your butt's been missing. Also, a big time shout out to each and every one of the series sponsors. Ayer's iRacing Paints sponsoring the ARCA series once again here with Swift Motorsports. We do appreciate Ayer's iRacing Paints coming back to us. So if you're looking for a bad apple wrap, fill in the blank there. If you're looking for an awesome wrap, head on over to Ayer's iRacing Paints. You can find them on Facebook.com. Check them out. They do some amazing work. You can see some of the cars out there in the field painted by Ayer's iRacing Paints. So if you're looking for a wrap for your car, check out Ayer's iRacing Paints. Also, big shout out to Performance Motorsports Truck Series, the Performance Motorsports group of drivers all over the place here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator, and they have come together to sponsor a great series here with Swift Motorsports. Check them out right here each and every Tuesday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Also, we would be remiss if we did not thank our Xfinity Series sponsor here tonight as well, the Silverback Tax Solutions group coming on board this season for the Xfinity Series. Welcome them with open arms. We've seen a lot of their drivers. We've seen a lot of their sponsorship out there on the cars, on a few of the trucks actually, as well as on a lot of those Xfinity rides. So big thank you and tip of the cap to Silverback Tax Solutions. Battle has dissipated and went away. The 71 of Todd McGregor has fallen to the wayside. There you can see McGregor in the Mobile 1 machine back in the 6th spot as McMillan Sr. sets his sights in on Jerry Cochran. He's got 2.3 to make up before he can get there back up front with your race leader. Not much to say, not much to be had. 41 of Maffitt knocking on the door of securing the most laps led here tonight. He's just got about, I believe it's 15 more laps to be led, and then he will secure that most laps led mark across the line to begin lap number 55 out of the 120 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Things going nice and smooth at the front here for Maffitt. With all of these drivers strung out the way that they are, we're going to take a brief moment to talk about the next 3 races coming up here with Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker. Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Menard Series, that's right, on tap. The next 3 Monday nights at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Then we'll head to Richmond Raceway. And then all the way up to MIS, that's right, the Mitten State, Michigan International Speedway. Gonna put on a show here for race number 5. Then we will have, I believe, let me double check that calendar, but I believe we will have a 1-week break after the racing is done. after the racing is done there at Michigan. Let's see if we can't double check the scheduling here. Double check the calendars. You know, double mint, you always got to double check. Like Aaron Rodgers, the discount double check. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like, no, we're going to continue to run this thing on out all the way to Dover, which would be race number 6. Then we will have our holiday break for Thanksgiving. Then we'll rejoin the track once again in December. On December 13th at Darlington Raceway, the Lady in Black going to host the holiday session for the Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Series. You know, looking out there, and it looks like Sean Mitchell has had some trouble getting to the track here tonight. Not anywhere through that timing and scoring. I can't believe we're just now realizing this, but your points leader, the only driver locked into the championship, he is not here tonight, so that is definitely going to put somebody else into the championship chase, just a handful of laps away from finding out who that's going to be. We're right on the cusp of the halfway point here tonight, which means green flag pit stops are going to be right around the corner here. It's going to get interesting, though, as I'm looking at these laps when these drivers came to pit road. Last on to pit road on lap number 35 is your race leader, Pierce Maffin. And then you look back at Larry Poling and even Ethan Mokwa. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're trying to find him here. And where did he go? Where did he go? Jim Thorndike, there he is, sitting back in the 7th position. He's a little bit around the racetrack. That's why it took us a little bit to find him there. 22 seconds behind your race leader, the 59, last to pit road on lap number 44. So that's right at 8 laps later than your race leader. And with that being on lap number 44, he's only been on track for less than 20 laps. So look for Thorndike to extend this run and possibly try to make it on just a 2-stop race, where I think most of these other drivers are going to have to stop a third time, maybe just for a splash. But we all know if that dreaded pesky yellow flag flies here tonight, that's going to throw everybody's strategy out the window, and drivers, crew chief, going to be scrambling to figure out what's the best thing to do here at the Beast of the Southeast, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Back across the line, lap 63 now underway. And as we are past that halfway point, what do you say we do a little driver rundown, some driver highlights and spotlights? Let's go with the driver at the front. Took the pole position here tonight with a 36.18. Pierce Maffin has led the majority of tonight's race, almost every single lap. There's only been about 8 or 9 laps that he has not led this race, and that was under the green flag pit stop conditions. 41 of Maffin leads the way. Driver back in the second position from Virginia Beach, Virginia, the 22 of Jason Branch. He's one of the biggest movers of the race. He's up 5 spots from where he started outside of the top 5. Branch now sits in second. Don't have to go very far back to find the man in the 98 machine. Hunter Collier's got his SS Camaro looking good, running good, up at the front of the field, about 4.5 seconds behind your race leader, the man with the best hair in the butt kicker. Ayers iRacing Paint Series right there on screen inside of that 98 machine. Hunter Collier sits in third. Driver running back in the 4th position. There you can see Jerry Cochran in that 18. Grayson Jade Photography sponsored Ford Fusion. Can he somehow find some more pace as Branch pulls the pit road this time around? John McMillan Sr. now going to make his way inside the top 5. McMillan going to take over the 4th position as Branch has hit pit road. Solid run so far here tonight for that good wrench 51 of McMillan Sr. That's going to do it for your driver highlights and spotlights as we are already underway with the green flag pit stops. Maffitt and Collier to pit road to try to cover the undercut by Branch. Jerry Cochran going to stay out on the track. Looks like he's going to go ahead and lead a lap. That's going to give us our 3rd lead change amongst 3 different drivers here tonight as Jim Thorndike stays out on pit road. Todd McGregor down this time around as well. Oh my goodness, a little bit of a glitch action there. We do apologize about that. Watching Jerry Cochran stay out on the track as he continues to stretch this green flag run. Look for him to come to pit road here in the next 2 to 3 laps as multiple drivers have already made their second stop. And it looks like everybody in the field has made that second stop. Jim Thorndike is yet to come to pit road, and here comes the 18 of Cochran. That's going to go ahead and give the race lead back to the 59 GTR Simulator. Or wait, no, Thorndike not in the GTR Simulator sponsored machine. Tell you what, let's get a little closer, find out what he is in, huh? Great run so far here tonight for Thorndike as he continues to stretch these fuel runs. That's going to continue to put drivers a lap down, and drivers got to be careful with this. You can find yourself getting caught a lap down if I'll call it an errant caution flag comes out here tonight. That could spell trouble for multiple drivers as Jerry Cochran in the 18, he's going to struggle to keep himself on the lead lap, and he's not going to do so at all. He's going to get his doors blown off as he's just now making his way off of pit road down there on the apron, and you can see the 59 still at the front. As once again, Jason Branch has the leapfrog Pierce Maffitt. There's a 3-second difference between them. Will Branch be able to make a lap lead as Thorndike gonna hit pit road? A little bit of a lockup, a little bit of a brake dust coming off of that car here on lap number 70. And Branch looks like he's gonna give us our 4th lead change amongst 4 different drivers here tonight at the line, at the stripe. There it is. New race leader for the first time tonight, the 22 of Jason Branch. Branch now your race leader as Jim Thorndike peeled off the pit road. Fastest lap last time around of the night belongs to that 41 of Maffitt, so it is go time inside of that Blues Diecast 41 machine, putting down the fastest lap of the race last time by a 30:73. Quick time in qualifying and quick time in race trim. Maffitt hunting Jason Branch. You can see just off in the distance, there's Jim Thorndike, able to keep himself just out in front of that 22 of Jason Branch, and that's going to keep him on the lead lap. That's very, very important for the strategy that it looks like Thorndike is employing here tonight. And it looks like everybody going to have to come to pit road one more time. I don't think Thorndike can make it from here. And Noah Owens touches the outside wall once again. Ryan Douglas finally pulls the pit road. He's going to give up a handful of positions. Listed 8 now, but Thorndike going to go ahead and jump by him. And he's going to fall off the lead lap as race leader Jason Branch heads on by. And that will leave us with just 8 drivers left on the lead lap. Jim Thorndike listed as the last driver on the lead lap. There you can see him just off in front of race leader Jason Branch. And Thorndike, he's got to get this thing going, man. Thorndike with some big trouble last time around the track, and he's going to pull the pit road. It looks like he smashed the right side of the car off of turn number 2 and damaged too much. Thorndike going to have to pull the pit road, and that's going to put a damper on his day as we are down to just 45 laps remaining here tonight in the Swift Motorsports Queen City 120. Right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, race number 2 and season number 4 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series. Looking at that gap, it was at a 3-second stable gap there for a handful of laps, but now Pierce Maffitt slowly starting to reel back in Jason Branch. That 1 lap difference on the tires, I don't think it's that significant, but I think maybe Maffitt pushing a little bit harder this run to get back to that 22 of Jason Branch, because it has taken him about twice as long to just even try to catch up. Last time, during our first green flag pit cycle, we seen Branch get in front of Maffitt just by a handful of seconds, about 2.5 seconds to be exact, and Pierce Maffitt absolutely decimated that difference, having a little bit of a struggle at it this time. There's Noah Owens and the 88 crew. They're going to pull their machine down to pit road for 4 tires in service. Top 6 still left on the lead lap. Little bit of house cleaning. 16 drivers to the starting grid here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. We have still got 13 drivers out there on the track, but only 6 left on the lead lap. Todd McGregor listed as the last driver on the lead lap. 71 was just a handful of seconds away from going 1 lap down. You've seen him already gained 4.5 seconds on your race leader, so the time going the right way now for McGregor. Those tires heating up, getting a little bit of grip in them, and he's starting to step away from Branch, who's falling back into the clutches of Pierce Maffitt. You know, if Jason can keep this up, he pitted on lap number 65. We've seen these drivers somewhere around 30 to 35 laps come down the pit road. He's only going to be about 10 laps, 10, 15 laps away from his 3rd and final green flag pit stop, which should carry him to the end. If he's able to keep Maffitt behind him, that could spell some big trouble for that 41. Look for a change in strategy out of the Blues Diecast 41 crew. Your pole sitter tonight, in second for the longest he's been all night long. Will the back marker of Noah Owens play as a pick for the 22 of Branch? He's going to utilize him a little bit for a small bit of draft down the backstretch. Here comes Pierce Maffitt. He's going to catch a little sniff of the draft as well, but will he catch him at the right time? What's going to happen when they hit turn 1? Looks like up the hill Noah Owens goes and into the outside wall a little bit once again. That's going to keep Maffitt down on the bottom, pinned to that white and blue line. He'll make the pass with ease off of 2, but he's given up about 1/10.5 that time by that through that corner. Branch able to step it out once again. Branch back off of turn number 2, 83 laps into the book. We'll cross the line to begin lap number 84. We are under 40 laps to go. It is getting down to the nitty and gritty. Driver's going to have that fuel window open here in the next handful of laps. I would say as soon as they get to about lap number 90, I believe we should see that fuel window open up. Who's going to be willing to risk it and come to pit road early and trying to stretch this thing to the end? Do you play that strategy, or do you play the fresh tire strategy, the fresh tire game? It's going to be a tough call for a handful of these crew chiefs here tonight. Look for some big trouble, or some big decisions, I should say. Not trouble, some big decisions to come here over the next 4 to 5 laps. Who's going to come, who's going to stay out and extend a run and try to take the least amount of fuel. There's many different ways to do it. We'll just have to see who can get the job done. Right now, drivers trying to keep Maffitt from snatching that most laps led award, but since Branch has taken that race lead, he's going to pretty much have to lead the rest of this race to walk away with the most laps led award, with 8 laps being credited to that 71 of Todd McGregor. We've seen McGregor actually keep the race lead for a handful more laps, so it looks like about 20 laps actually being credited to that 71. Jason Branch now with about 15 laps to his name, so it's going to be close for him to pull it off. Maybe within a lap or two right here. Maffitt very close from securing that most laps led award. And now the tires really wearing down for the 71. Todd McGregor looks like he's going to be in some trouble. Thorndike, I apologize. Thorndike led the laps. The 59 of Jim Thorndike. Last time to pit road on lap number 73, had some trouble. Was on pit road for quite some time, and now race leader Jason Branch going to make his way up and around the mobile 171 of the Todd McGregor. McGregor going to fall to 1 lap down. He'll be sitting in the lucky dog position. We've got 33 laps to go, 32 when we cross the line this time by. It looks like Lee Campbell in the 14 machine. He's joined the drivers out of tonight's race. Noah Owens going to pick up yet another spot. You can see Owens just doing everything he can out there, trying to get as many laps under his belt. Listed 6 laps down, but he's closing in on Mokwa as well as Thorndike. Douglas, Poling, Cameron, Cochran, McGregor all down laps. 3 drivers, only 1 lap down. Larry Poling sitting back in the 9th spot is the first driver 2 laps down, but he came to pit road back on lap number 74. Will that be long enough? I'm not sure he's going to be able to stretch that thing that far. That's 50 plus laps on the tires and fuel. Furthest we've seen is about 38 laps, so it's going to be hard pressed for him to get all the way to the end of the race without having to make a 5th stop on the night. Keep in mind, Thorndike also on and off pit road for 4 times. Ryan Douglas on and off pit road 4 times, but both of those drivers came to pit road under our one and only caution flag here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Early caution flag at that. It has been, well, not pretty clean and green. It has been clean and green the entire time since. I believe our caution flag flew somewhere around lap number 7 or 8. We'll go back, check the timing and scoring on everything, trying to get you the right information. And it looks like, yep, lap number 8 is when we seen our first caution flag of the night. Clean and green ever since here from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City. 120 for Swift Motorsports. Butt kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA Series Lap 92 now underway. Drivers going to make their way off of turn 4. Race leader Jason Branch will cross the line. Lap number 93 now on the board. Top 4 drivers now on the lead lap as Jerry Cochran Jr. in the 82 machine has fallen victim to your race leader. There you can see him just off in the distance. No real battle here for Jason Branch as Pierce Maffitt, he closed into about a second and a half. And now that gap is beginning to open back up slowly but surely. Maffitt losing a little bit of pace as Branch begins to stretch those legs, and McGregor gonna pull to pit road for what should be his final stop of the night. We'll jump around the track a little bit more, see if we can't bring you any more action. There's a little bit of action. What do you say we watch the 18 head down pit road? Hunter Collier right here. He's involved in a little bit of a battle. There you can see the 51 of John McMillan Sr. right behind him. Sr. looking to the top of the track. Not a battle for position, but a battle for track position. There's the 69 of Larry Poling. He's trying to make his way up and around the 98 of Hunter Collier as well. Pierce Maffitt on the pit road. Right side's up. Jason Branch comes to pit road this time. What does Collier do? He's going to stay out. That's going to give us 5 lead changes. 5 different drivers here tonight. What's going to happen? Who's going to make it? Pierce Maffitt already down and away out, getting up to speed on the apron. Jason Branch waiting to get to his box. In the box now, he comes to slide. Right side goes up. Tires off, tires on. They're going to drop the jack on the right side, head to the left side now. Second can of fuel begins to go in. Left side tires off, on. They're going to drop the jacks, and down and away goes Jason Branch as now Hunter Collier and Jerry Cochran both pulled up pit road. We're going to have to watch this one. I think Pierce Maffitt may have it. I think he's going to grab that top spot back away as Jason Branch. There you can see him working his way through 1 and 2 down there on the apron for 3 seconds now. Here comes Maffitt working through the center of 1 and 2. There you can see him still behind Jason Branch, and I believe Branch may have pulled it off. Jason Branch may have pulled this one off, undercut twice, then comes to pit road. 1 lap after Pierce Maffitt, and it has somewhat sorted itself out with now less than 25 laps to go. The 9 of Ryan Douglas going to go to the top of the speedway. Let the teammate by. Here comes Jason Branch off of 2. Pierce Maffitt, closest he's been in over 30 laps. The gap now down to under 1 second. 6 different lead changes tonight amongst 5 different drivers. Only 1 caution flag bringing us to a crawl. And what a race this has turned out to be. It's going to be really, really close on that lap count on whether or not Pierce Maffitt is going to secure that point for the most laps led. It's going to be within, as I said, 2 to 3 laps on whether or not he's going to be able to take that extra point home with him or not. And through the round of green flag pit stops, look like we have gained some drivers on the lead lap. We've got 6 back on the lead lap. Now David Cameron going to fall victim. He'll fall back off of the race lead as John McMillan Sr. rounds out your top 5, sitting about 23 seconds behind. Looks like Pierce Maffitt having a little bit of connection issues. You can see him blinking on that timing and scoring screen. Gap still down under 1 second with 22 to go. We'll cross the line and take just 21 left here from Charlotte. Crazy quick race pace here tonight for all of these drivers. You can see right there, Jason Branch continuing to run at the front. Ooh, a little bit of a close moment there, coming off of turn number 4 and through the tri-oval. The tricky tri-oval here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The car kind of likes to unload. We'll show you where it unloads. I believe we got one of those onboard camera shots. If not, we do have a roll bar camera. Let's go see if we can't catch one of our onboard cameras. There you go, looking back from Jason Branch. You can see Pierce Maffett off in the distance, trying to close in. Get a look and a feel for just how bumpy this track is as well. We'll take a look down the left side of the car as well. Great car camera shots here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Field going to make their way down the back stretch. There goes Branch. There goes Maffett. As they continue to battle with each other, we'll head off into turn number 3 and through turn 4. Back to the start-finish line. This time around, Pierce Maffett still chasing Jason Branch for that top spot. Race lead has now re-upped, has now begun to go the opposite direction once again. Branch beginning to step away off of Pierce Maffett as they head down the backstretch. 18 to go, 17 when we cross the line. Branch, Maffett, Collier, Cochran, McMillan Sr. rounding out the drivers left on the lead lap. The 71 of Todd McGregor, first driver, 1 lap down in the lucky dog position. We've only seen 1 caution flag early here at Charlotte Motor Speedway back on lap number 8. Will we see a late race caution? We've seen a handful of late race cautions last week down for Speed Weeks for Swift Motorsports at the granddaddy of them all, the home of racing, Daytona International Super Speedway. Hosted Speed Weeks here for season number 4 for Swift Motorsports and the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've still got drivers laying down some quick laps here tonight. Top 2 drivers mirroring each other on those lap times last time around. Third place driver Hunter Collier was the fastest on track, but he is multiple seconds behind, 7.5 seconds behind second place runner Pierce Maffett. So look for part of peak racing to lock out podium spots once again here for the second week in a row. 2 of their drivers look like they're going to secure podium spots with now under 15 laps remaining. And Maffett is beginning to fall off pace. He's already lost yet another second. However, 2 seconds back is the gap for that Blues Diecast 41. Your pole sitter here tonight. The long run pace not there at the end of tonight's race with just 11 laps to go this time around. Maffett who dominated the first half of tonight's race, has fallen to the wayside under the lights as the sun went down. Looks like the 22 Ford Fusion of Jason Branch and his crew were on top of the changes and kept that car heading in the right direction, and Branch absolutely stretching his legs now over 2.5, make it almost 3 seconds this time around with 10 to go. Not a whole lot of battles to speak about here tonight, so we're just going to keep it right here at the front of this race as your race leader begins to work his way through some more back markers. That's the 88 of Noah Owens, who brought out our first and only caution early here tonight, ripping the front clip off of that 88 machine. You can see him struggling with the handling of the car, and I mean, with a race car that powerful and you're down on that much downforce, I mean, it's going to be a tough go at it, a tough, rough night. Amazing job, though, by that idiot of Owens to grit it out, scratch, claw, and fight his way back up inside the top 13, sitting in that 13th position right now. 7 laps down, last driver in the running order, still on the track. Owens continues. And how about this? We do have a battle for position on the raceway. Let's go back and highlight this one. 71 of Todd McGregor. He's got Jerry Cochran not too far off in front of him. Cochran in the 82. That is Cochran Jr. Jerry Jr. out there on the track knocking on the door of the top 5. He's got himself about 13 seconds to get up there to John McMillan Sr. to take over the last spot in the top 5. They're going to be hard-pressed to get that job done, as drivers will make their way around the track. Back up to your race leader, Jason Branch, off of turn number 2. Once again, this time around, we'll see the high. How you doing? High 5 out of the boss man in the flag stand. 5 laps to go. This time by for your race leader, Jason Branch, and his Ford Fusion. Four laps to go now for race leader, as he has absolutely set sail on Pierce Maffitt. Did Maffitt possibly wear the tires out and just losing a ton of grip, because he is falling back into the clutches of his teammate, the 98 of Hunter Collier. Collier fast at it. He's going to come and try to take that second spot away. Jerry Cochran, he's got a long way to go if he's going to want to catch up to either of those drivers. Looks like about 16.5 seconds to make up before he gets to Collier, and I'm not sure he's got enough time because we've only got 3 laps to go. Off of turn number 4, popsicle sticks on display this time around for Jason Branch. Just 2 laps remaining. He'll come into contact with a few more of those back markers That's the 59 of Jim Thorndike just off in front of him. Thorndike listed 2 laps down, trying to keep himself from falling a 3rd lap down. Will he be able to keep himself just those 2 laps down? As Branch making his way through the center of 3 and 4, going to come back off the tri-oval, back through the tri-oval, cross the flag and white flag, final lap here tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Queen City 120. Right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway on the Turn 3 Racing Network, off of Turn 2 for the final time, down the back stretch. No need to get to Thorndike. Branch gonna walk away with a clear-cut win tonight, 4.8 seconds in front of second place. What a dominant second half of the race for the driver inside of that Ford Fusion, and crossing the line, capturing the flag, your race winner inside that 22, Jason Branch to victory lane for the first time this season. He punches a ticket to the postseason. What a run, what a race by that 22 of Jason Branch. He's going to pull the card to the front stretch and to begin a little bit of post-race celebration, some smoke show for the fans out there in the stands. Thank you all for coming tonight, packing out the house. We're going to step away for a little TV break and a commercial. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll get right back with all of your post-race interviews here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of another great race, another great racing night here on Turn 3 Racing Network for Swift Motorsports. Butt Kicker Ayer's iRacing Paints ARCA series. Let's see if we can't grab a few of the drivers that walked away with a checkered flag. Walked away with a podium position here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up and have a few words with the driver inside of that 98 machine, Hunter Collier. It's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, 2 weeks in a row. How you feeling about that?
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Well, first off, I wanna ask because I gotta ask, man. I've already coined you the driver with the best hair. What do you use to keep that stuff looking so good?
Lots of gel, shower every single day, and that's how you get it done. You gotta have great hair. And, all the quality services of, L&J Welding and, Blues Diecast, they help, keep your hair well.
I hear you, man. Well, let's talk about tonight's race for you. You ran inside the top 5 pretty much all night long. Was there ever a time that you maybe considered some fuel strategy, something to shake it up to try to jump those 2 drivers that ended up in front of you?
Yeah, I ended up thinking about an undercut a couple of times, but, in the end, I knew that Jason and Pierce were faster than me, so I just decided to lay it back, don't wreck the car, don't do anything stupid, don't get a penalty, so that's what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. Keep it clean and keep it up near the front. That's going to go well for you this season. Already 2 podium spots in 2 races, so things going well, going the right direction for you and your 98 crew over there for Peak Racing. So before we let you go here tonight, Hunter, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, thank anybody back home?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the aforementioned L&J Welding and Blues Diecast for sponsoring Peak Racing. I'd like to thank my teammates, Pierce Maffett, Logan Hartman, and Sean Mitchell. They were super helpful throughout the day, especially Pierce as well. He helped a lot with the fuel and pit strategy for the race. I'd like to thank my parents, like to thank everyone else back at Swift, for bringing together this amazing league and this amazing series.
Absolutely. We couldn't agree with that anymore ourselves, Hunter. Congratulations on yet another podium here tonight. We'll try to catch up with you next week at maybe Atlanta, possibly Richmond or Michigan. What do you say?
Oh yeah, I'm pretty good at Atlanta. I got 6th there last season. So I think I could do pretty well there. Richmond's not one of my better tracks, and Michigan I'm pretty bad at, but Charlotte wasn't one of my better tracks and I got 3rd, so it's just about conserving the tires and doing well.
Well, we'll see how you go at it. Until then, my man, enjoy tonight's podium finish.
All right, thank you, Dave.
All right, there you have it. That was the driver walking away in the 3rd place here tonight inside the 98 Peak Racing Machine. That's Hunter Collier. And we're going to pull up another familiar man to the post-race interviews. We seen him last week here in the post-race interviews. Let's see if we can dial up that 41 of Pierce Maffett. It's Dave in the booth. You got your ears on, bud?
Yep.
Well, 2 in a row for both you and your Peak Racing teammate. How you feeling after walking away with another solid finish here in the pole?
I don't know. I think I'm in the points lead, so that's good, but I don't know. Threw another one away, I guess.
Well, it came down, it looks like, to some of the fuel strategy, possibly maybe even the tires during that strategy. Was there, if looking back now, is there anything that maybe you and your crew chief might have approached differently in tonight's race?
Well, I think I burnt up my tires at the end, but I think that was a result of me being horrifically slow on pit entry, and I forget what stop it was, but I was really slow, and Jason gained like 6 seconds on me. So I had to try and burn off my tires to catch him, and it was pretty much over.
Well, Pierce, my man, don't beat yourself too much up over it. It's still 2 solid podium finishes so far this year. Consistency is king, after all, and so far here tonight, as you said, you're going to take over the points lead going into Atlanta next week with 2 solid, consistent runs. So congratulations on that. And before we let you go for the evening, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in that Peak shop?
Yeah, of course, like you said, everybody here at Peak Motorsport, Blues Diecast for coming on and sponsoring again, and all the admins and drivers who make this possible.
Well, again, Pierce, my man, it's been a pleasure to watch you so far this season. We'll see what the rest of the year holds, and we'll see how you go at Atlanta.
Thank you.
All right, man of short words here tonight. Pierce Maffitt a little bit dejected after what he feels to be throwing this one away and out the window with that slow pit entry, giving up quite a bit of time to your eventual race winner. Pierce Maffitt gonna park the 41 in the second podium position here tonight, and that's gonna move us right along to the fast man of the night. Let's see if we can dial up our good buddy, your good buddy, inside of that 22 machine. Victory lane tonight. Jason Branch, you got me?
I got you, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Good to see you, my man. Long time no talk.
Yeah, what's it been? 6 days?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Man, heck of a day to win. It's my birthday today.
Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. I'm not sure that's why you won, but I mean, what better way to cap off the evening? Well, I can think of a few, but we can't talk about them, huh?
Oh yeah, it's my 29th birthday for I won't tell you how many times, but happy 29th to me.
I hear you. Well, let's talk a little bit about the strategy that eventually came around to see you taking the checkered flag. Some short pits, some undercuts there throughout those green flag pit runs. At what point in time did you and your crew chief come up with the idea of, you know what, maybe we're going to have to short pit this thing?
The first pit stop, I actually didn't short pit. I pit right on schedule, and I guess Pierce had one more lap than I did, but I would have been out of fuel coming into turn 3. And I came out and I noticed, you know what, I'm entering the pits a little better than him, and for some reason, I don't know how it happened, but I gained almost 5 seconds on him. I went in almost 2 seconds behind him, came out almost, a little over 3 seconds ahead of him. So at that time, I started backing up my corners a little more, knowing he was going to have to push to get to me. And I know how bad Charlotte tears up tires. So about halfway through that fuel run, he came over the radio and he said, "Hey, I got nothing for you." And I just kept backing up my corners. And I thought, you know what, if we go green, it'll be all right. And then we went into the pits that last time, and I was hoping to gain a couple more seconds on him, come out, and he had gained like 1 or 2 tenths on me in the pits. And I know he's super fast at the beginning of a run, and I continued to back up the corners and stuff, and thinking he was just gonna gain on me, and I thought I'm gonna have to block him for the win. And he said he just burned up his tires that last run. So I don't know. I mean, I guess tire management was the key tonight. Tire management. I you talk about the pit stops. I only came in 2 laps early each one of those times, trying to get 2 laps fresher tires than them, but they pit as soon as I did.
Yeah, and well, I want to look into, and I don't know if you're going to be able to answer this one. I mean, none of us are fortune tellers, so to speak, but this is our first 1.5-mile racetrack. We've got a bunch of 1.5 miles coming up here very shortly. Do you think that tire management that we've seen come into play here tonight at Charlotte is going to come into play in these other 1.5 miles, or do you think maybe it's something possibly unique to Charlotte?
To next week's definitely a tire chewer at Atlanta. Um, I'm hoping people can't get it figured out, and I can manage some tires there. I don't really go into a race thinking, you know what, I'm going to manage tires, but I realized how fast Pierce was and Hunter was, and those guys were, and I mean, with their qual time, I couldn't even get close to their qual time, so I had to do something. So it's kind of a week by week, play it by ear. Talk to my teammates and see what we come up with. And tonight was, hey, tire management is going to be the key if we go long green runs like we normally do here at Swift. So like that whole time, I was just praying for no cautions, and thank God that the gods, let me have no cautions.
Absolutely, my man. Well, again, walking away with a race victory here in the Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA series. that's going to put you into the post-race championship contention. So we'll definitely look forward towards the end of the season. We'll look forward to watching you race the rest of this year as well. And before we let you go and celebrate not just the race win, but the birthday here tonight, some great bars in the Epicenter in downtown Charlotte. Go check them out tonight. Absolutely great place to go and have some fun, especially for your birthday. So any thank yous, love you, shout outs you like to give before you head on out for the evening?
Yeah, my teammates at 4X Racing, heck of a job. Casey Designs with the paint job. We got some new sponsors that came on this week. We haven't got them on the cars yet, but hopefully by next week we'll have them on the cars. We got Serpro came back for us, and Solar Cleanergy, and Limeade Media, and DeKalb Sycamore, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC up there in DeKalb, Illinois. So hope we did them proud, and next week we'll get them on the cars and maybe get them back into victory lane.
All right, my man. Well, enjoy tonight's race win. Enjoy the rest of your birthday evening, and we'll try to catch up with you here in the next few days, or maybe we'll wait to see you next week at Atlanta.
Man, I hope we don't have to wait more than 24 hours, but we'll see.
All right, my man. Enjoy.
All right, Dave. Thanks.
All right, there you have it. Checkered flag in hand. He's going to walk off and celebrate the birthday. Looks like we've already got some cracking going on in victory lane, so enjoying the festivities already is your race winner here tonight for the Queen City 120. Jason Branch walks away with the checkered flag. What an evening it was. What a night, race fans. I don't think it gets much better than that. Some great racing action after an early caution flag here tonight brought us to a crawl back on lap number 8. And ever since then, we stayed clean and green all night long. Well, there's not much more to say, not much more to talk about, so why don't we go ahead and begin some of the post-race activities, and it sounds like the producer's indeed hitting those buttons, so they are in agreement. Let's run down tonight's unofficial race results right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway race number 2 in season 4 for Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Ayers iRacing Paints ARCA Series, walking away with the birthday win, checkered flag in hand, the 22 of Jason Branch. Finishing second here tonight, the 41 of Pierce Maffitt. Third place belongs to Hunter Collier. Jerry Cochran III walks away in fourth. Fifth place tonight to John McMillan Sr. with Jerry Jr. slotting home in sixth. 71 of Todd McGregor going to finish seventh here tonight. The 10 of David Cameron walking away in eighth. Ninth place belongs to the 69 of Larry Bowling. Ryan Douglas gonna spot the 10th position here tonight. The 59 of Jim Thorndike walks away from the track in 11th. 12th place goes to Ethan Mokwa. Noah Owens brings the 88 home in the 13th spot. Lee Campbell with some trouble. He'll finish in the 14th. 15th spot tonight to Logan Hartman, and rounding out the field after technical issues, the 34 of Donald Bennett. Big shout out, tip of the cap, and you're welcome to both our race control and admins down there in the control room just up the hall. Roy Fernandez and Justin Gann, look for both of them to hit the track a little bit later here this week on the Turn 3 Racing Network for Swift MotorSports. What a run it was here tonight, race fans. My gosh, as I've already said, I don't think it gets much better than this. So if you haven't already, remember to once again join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. So show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up. And well, that's going to pretty much do it for us tonight. We're going to begin to roll up the cords and get ready to go and move on out and get set for tomorrow's Performance Truck Series right here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. So stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.